So with us living in a one bedroom small cabin, we had to have some way of being able to have room for guests and family to stay. So this is a way we could afford to do it, and it turned out great. It gave me a guest house. It gave me lots of storage for stuff, my canning goods, my jars, um, pictures, all of my holiday decorations, just stuff that I needed storage for. And this right here is going to be a big help. And the finished product I just love. And like I said, it was the only way we could afford to do it. We couldn't build on. Didn't really want to because we love our little cabin. So this worked out really good. So y'all enjoy the little video.
Guess what? We got our she shed slash guest house pretty well done. There may be some things that we do to it later on, but right now we're calling it good. It's about 1 o'clock Saturday, and we just finished up with it. So we thought we'd bring you along and talk about it a little bit and let you see what it looks like. All right, our building is a 8 by 16, and it's a barn style shape. The reason we went for this style is the room. They make other buildings that have porches on them and such, but for the money per square foot and putting the door in the center is the best bang for your buck, so to speak, for us. There's some things that we might would like different, but overall we're really pleased with it. I've got a solar light up here. It burns about 4 hours a night. It doesn't really get all the sunshine it probably needs, but it does get a little bit earlier in the morning. The building is up off the ground. It's sitting on blocks. Everything underneath this building is treated lumber. The tin we had on hand, I had collected and had on hand and cut this old tin to use for the underpinning. Now the tin does have nail holes in it all the way around it from previous, or screw holes, whatever they were. And I believe that's going to be sufficient for it to vent underneath to dry out during the warm weather. And of course we've got gravel all the way around the building where it'll drain off good, and it is kind of slanted, the ground, so it drains off really well. The only thing that I probably would have changed different if we would have known for sure that this building was going to sit right here. Originally it was going to sit off in front of the house. The door would have opened to perfect because you would have entered, you would have come from this side and go into it. But it would be better if this door would open from this side, being that you're coming in from this area, but it is what it is. So we're going to go inside and have a look around. Is it dark in here?
A little bit.
So on the inside, of course, my wife's decoration, that's all her doings. I just tried to get the bed fixed like I wanted, like she wanted it. Painted it the color she wanted it. All the colors is her ideal, except I do like the what did we say this was? A sage green?
It's a prairie green, and I kind of, this rug right here I got from Amazon, and I kind of went off the colors from it.
And you can see the color of the floor maybe. It's a beige, I guess you'd call it. No, I didn't fill in all the nail holes. This building's pretty rustic, but it's going to serve its purpose very well. We paid about $4,000 for the building, and material-wise, not counting things that I already had, material-wise, we put about $600 more in it, and about $15,000 worth of labor.
We ain't talking about that.
We ain't gonna talk about the labor part of it.
I feed you.
I was Lori was very busy in the garden, and so I'd come out here and just worked as I could. And one of my grandsons was here one day, and he helped me put the sheeting on the very top, because he could get up on these small lofts and he could stand up there, hold up with his back, and help me put the ceiling up. The rest of it I basically did by myself. The walls is sheeted with 7/16 OSB board, which is nothing special, but it's pretty cost efficient. I put, originally when the building come here, it had in the ceiling part of it and the walls, we paid a little bit extra to have heat reflection. We got foam insulation, double reflective foil that repels heat out and also keeps cool in if you were cooling it or heating it. And then the walls come with a reflective coating on it to help with the heat and the cold. And then I put 3.5 inches of insulation over the whole thing.
There's the old antique bed frame we got. What was it, $30?
$30.
He had 40 on it, but because we went and picked it up ourselves, he gave it to us $30. And Danny worked on it and painted it, and I done a little bit of stenciling on here. So I think it turned out really good. it's little enough in here, it's hard to get a big span picture of everything, but
That's another reason that we went ahead and put the door where we put the door, because you can come in the door and your bed's on the right, your I can't even think of what you call
shift robe.
Chef robe over here is on your left side, and then my little compost toilet that I built.
Now I've got a curtain right here in front of my door because it's got a window in the door, and if you're here staying, you can kind of.
I'm trying to get this door where we can get a little more light.
You can pull the curtain too to shut get you some privacy. And this is your front view right here, which is very pretty. I'm gonna get out of the. There's that shift robe we bought at that flea market, and we did not paint it. We cleaned it up good and left it.
This thing is in very good shape.
Yeah, it is.
Very good shape.
I went to a flea market and bought a few old pictures.
You got a place to hang your coat, hang your hat.
Hang your hat. Got this coat rack here. And you come in and hang your hat or your coat or whatever. Now, we want to show y'all, if y'all remember, Danny was working on this door. I can't get back here far enough. It's aggravating. But Danny was working on this door, if y'all remember. And we wasn't going to tell y'all what we was going to do with it. But what we done with it is we made a wall out of it to put in front of Danny's compost toilet that he put in here. I mean, we debated how we was going to do the wall. And he tell him how you found this old door. And it's old, isn't it?
It's actually a old French door. It's solid, basically solid, all solid wood. The window in it has, from the factory, is pretty old. It has some imperfections in it, in the glass itself. And it was, like I say, it's a half of a French door. And one afternoon, that morning, I'm on my bus route, and here's this door sitting out by this house with a couple of other things. I picked up a young girl there, and I asked her, I said, "What are you doing with that stuff there?" She said, "It's free if anybody wants it." So that afternoon, with only one kid left on the bus, I got off and loaded it on the bus. I opened up the back door of the bus and loaded this door, and I thought I was going to break my back, because this thing is heavy.
It is heavy. I helped him bring it in. It's heavy. But it is such a good door. I mean, it's a good, really good freebie door.
Really good door. And this shelf up here, I don't know where you can get a good picture of it, but Lori had purchased these, and I was trying to get this is just a pine board, and I took two different colors and managed to get that look like it matches pretty well.
We didn't know what we was going to put on this, so I decided what I was going to call this little building. And
there was a lady that kind of suggested Hope College, and I don't remember her name.
Well, yeah, there's this little building, cottage, whatever we want to. I think we'll start calling it Hope Cottage. I mean, it was put here for friends and family, and it was bought with, the fact that our subscribers watch us and support us, and we were able to save up and do this. So I decided to call it Hope Cottage. I wasn't sure if I really liked the lettering, but I think I'll get used to it. I can always change it. Because, you know, we all got hope. Hope for better days.
And we decided just to put curtains for right now.
Yeah, we just put some curtains because the compost toilet that he put in, which he's fixing to show you, it's for, you know, emergency uses like at night when a guest is in here, and but any other time, you
Or if it's
know.
pouring down rain
Yeah.
or rain or whatever.
Our bathroom's always open, so. But what I'm saying, this is just for emergency uses when when you're in here and you've got to have a bathroom. So.
So when you're in the house in the bathroom, I can run out here, right?
Right.
Not. But anyway.
What do you want to show them first?
Well, this building is off grid. I did put one plug in down here in the wall. You can't see it. But I do believe eventually that we will have power with at least one plug-in, because we will, during hot weather, have to have a small air conditioner. So
yeah, I'm sweat's just pouring down my back right now. It's hot.
A window probably in this air conditioner in this window. So I've got a plug-in, and we'll probably have a lamp set up here somewhere where you can come in and turn on the lamp. Right now, I've got these right here. These are little LED. And that's on low. And that's bright. And that lights up this whole room in here at night. And I've got one over here by the bed for right now, in case someone has to get up during the night. You can flip your light on. You show them all this pretty stuff up on that shelf?
You know, yeah, and this is going to be fun too, because me and Danny like going to flea markets and finding little stuff, old stuff and stuff that reminds us of our youth, and so I can start putting it in here and hanging it. But what was I going to say? I forgot.
And this little round table was about all that we probably needed in here. Yeah, there's no telling how old this chair is right here.
No, and there's another one too, but I don't know if I've got room for it.
Right now we've got one out here, and this chair here has been around. It even sits lower than your newer type chairs, which would work good for this little table.
Well, me and Danny decided that people back in the day, because this chair is dated back in
probably Civil War.
Civil War.
I don't know for sure, but
we had an auctioneer from up north who knew his stuff, where we bought some of our stuff from when we was building a cabin, that knew how old some of this stuff was.
I don't know if it's that old, but I'm sure it's early 1900s probably.
But people must have been short back then, because even that table we bought that was back in the Civil War, it's short.
The chairs, even your old rockers
they're short.
They're shorter than normal.
And here's the table that a lot of people were saying, did you find you a table? We did. We didn't really find what we was looking for, but this is a very sturdy, good table.
Very heavy, sturdy table.
And it was just the right size, so that was the main thing.
We found some older ones, but they just, we wanted older, like the little end table over there. That's a very old end table, but this is what we ended up with for the money and the sturdy as it is and the size of it. It's going to work really well.
We bought this pitcher and wash bowl at Moss's Flea Market in Hardy, which was one of the flea markets that we done a video on. Y'all got to watch. And it's an old one. But I had a hard time really finding one that was really the right size. They had big ones that they really wanted a lot of money for, and I might even find a different one.
So people was asking if we was going to have running water.
There it is.
There it is. You pour it out and it runs in that bowl.
You even got rags right there. Wash your face.
You got a rag. We'll have a towel hanging in here, and you can wash your face, wash your hands, and we've even got an extra bowl up here too, if it's needed.
Oh, what I was going to say a while ago, picking this color, and I know the light in here, it just don't give it justice. I think the lighting in here makes it look different. But it's called prairie sage, and being out here in the middle of the woods, we kind of just want to stay with the earth tones, you know. Plus, the fact that this rug,
This rug's beautiful.
I love this rug, and I'm going to tell y'all how I got this rug.
You bought it for the house.
Well, I didn't buy it, though.
Oh.
You know, back when this virus first started, we didn't leave the house. So you remember I was ordering a lot of stuff from Amazon to keep from going into town or grocery or shopping or anything. So anything we needed. But anyways, I gathered up a lot of points. Enough points that I got this rug. And I just really love the colors.
It matches in here really well.
So anyways, do you want to?
We left this. We talked about staining this, or maybe painting it.
We may still stain it.
And we may sometime, but I stained the windows and such, and it's kind of dark, you know. And we decided not to put pine. Don't stain well, other than walnut is one of the best things that will stain. Walnut stain will stain pine well, and we done a lot of our house that way. But we decided to leave it light colored and kind of rustic for right now. And
right up there is where I've got my canning jars, all my Christmas holiday decor, old pictures. I needed these lofts so bad, but it was looking pretty, you know, you could see everything up there. So we decided to put this old curtain up there to cover it up because it's pretty full. I ain't going to get nothing else up there. But I'll show you on this side. I still have a whole nother loft to fill up.
You got a few things up there.
Yeah. There's that
scale.
That
doily.
The doily your mama gave us years ago. She gave all the kids one. And I'm wanting to think it was an elderly lady that may even be kin to y'all that lived at Raven Springs that made these doilies. So
it's 80 years old probably.
It's old.
Maybe 80 years old. So we're gonna come in here to the compost toilet, and this is just how I decided to do it. And of course it'll have a bucket underneath it. I've done the inside. I trimmed the inside where it probably can't see it.
Can you turn the light on?
Yes, we can turn a light on.
Can you turn? We have no electricity on, but
we don't have no electricity. But I put in a light switch.
And ta-da!
There's a little LED light.
It runs off battery.
Runs off batteries. I put a little light switch here in the door, but it's not going to light it up enough to see. But anyway, it's no big deal. Bucket fits under that. I've got it fixed where the bucket will work under it, and we'll have sawdust in here, and all you got to do is cover anything that goes on in there, and there'll be no odor at all once you cover it up. And you got a little picture of a little girl in the tub up there.
Yeah, there's no tub in here, but I got that at a flea market too. It's really cute.
And basically we're just using the curtain for a door for the compost toilet, because there's no way that you can really have a door in here and expect to open it up.
Well, if anybody lived in there with their grandmother or even grandparents or whatever, I can't tell you how many curtains hung in our doors. And I'm sure at your house it did too.
Oh, I don't even know if we didn't know what a door was. But, and this right here lifts up. Lifts up so you can get into the inside of it.
We got to get us a bucket.
And this right here
Two
is
buckets.
Brass hinges that I put on it. Some old, actually they come off this door right here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they come off this old door.
They come off the old door. I clean them up a little bit. And then this old chair, it sits low to the floor also.
Flea market. I didn't give much for it.
I don't remember what you gave it. It wasn't much.
That's why I grabbed it up, because, and it's pretty sturdy. It's not rickety or nothing. Y'all probably seen this picture a year ago or so inside my cabin, but I thought it looked good out here, so.
It's the letters of the song Amazing Grace. It's got the whole song is written on there.
And it's crooked. Is it sitting crooked?
Well, it might be a little bit. Might be just a little.
I got the shelf, what are those called? Bracket, not brackets, but anyways.
Shelf supports.
Supports. I got these at a flea market too. They had a couple of sets of them, and I grabbed one set because I knew I'd be using it here. So anyways, this is the little guest house.
The bed has a brand new mattress.
Yes, it does. She
brand
shed.
New pillows, brand new sheet.
This is Hope Cottage. Oh, and that's an old, you can tell that's an old quilt there. I was kind of hung over the side there.
Quilt been around a long time.
And the pillowcases, if y'all remember the sheets like this that we used to have years ago, these were handmade. I got these at the antique shop. She always carries handmade pillowcases and aprons and
the
curtains
and the lady that does this, y'all, she buys this stuff and she washes it
and she irons everything.
And she irons everything.
And then she puts a tag on it and sells it. I mean, I love going in there. So if you're ever in Hardy on Main Street, please stop. Well, there's so many different stores, even outside of Hardy and before you get into Hardy, but on Main Street, the Mosses have two antique, flea market. Nothing's too high in there. I mean, they buy a lot of good stuff from, I'd say they probably go to auctions, and they go to maybe people that are cleaning out their mama or grandpa's house, and they'll clean it up.
She's a retired school teacher.
Both of them are, yeah.
And she actually taught her oldest girl, right?
Yeah.
Brittany, yes.
But anyways, it's hard for me to get good views in here. It's an 8x16, so getting around, but it's plenty big enough for somebody to stay overnight in. Or if Danny, I got to kick Danny out for a couple nights because he's not behaving.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, we just left the ceiling just like it was too. I mean, he insulated it, and
it is what it is.
Can't put too much money in it, because you'll spend way too much
in a hurry.
In a hurry, and you don't have to do all that. But in case we didn't get a good view, I took pictures of everything, and I'll show it at the end of the video. Did you want to say something?
The only one of the things that I would have wished that we would have done probably would have had a window here.
Yeah.
Would have which the light is fine in here, and it's fine, but I think if the air conditioner, I would have liked to have it right here.
Or, yeah, we could have just cut a hole in the wall or side, but sometimes I hate doing that. It kind of takes, but yeah, we could have had a window there. But an extra window costs money.
But it's going to work.
Yeah.
It's going to work good. A lot of people have suggested putting planter boxes on the outside, and it would look nice. But I'm one of these people that don't like stuff up against the building. And I know you can put them away from the building and not have them against the building. The way this building is facing toward the southwest, so our weather comes in and hits the side of this pretty hard. And the shape of this roof up here would absolutely flood a planter box out. So that's the reason that they're probably not going to be put on here. We may put something down here low, down here up off the ground one of these days, but right now we're not going to.
It looked pretty though, but wouldn't be feasible. Lipstick and rouge, lipstick and rouge.